For centuries, the bank vault was the ultimate symbol of security. Thick steel, time locks, armed guards. We trusted these walls to protect our wealth. But the money is no longer behind the steel. It is here, in the wires, in the code. And the new thieves, they don't need to break in. They don't steal from the vault. They steal the vault itself. They don't take your money. They take the bank's money. And they do it with such precision, such patience that the bank often doesn't realize it's been robbed until the money is already gone. Welcome to Shadow Breach Files. We are used to thinking of cybercrime as a lone hacker in a basement. But the biggest threat to the global financial system comes from highly organized, patient, and terrifyingly sophisticated syndicates. Groups like Carbanak and the Cobalt Group have perfected the invisible heist. They have stolen hundreds of millions of dollars, not by targeting individual customers, but by going straight for the heart of the financial system, the banks themselves. Their methods are a chilling blend of old-school espionage and cutting-edge malware. They don't smash and grab. They infiltrate, they observe, and they wait. This is the story of the invisible heist. The story of how organized cybercrime steals billions from the world's banks. The first step of the invisible heist is always the same: the hook. The target is not the bank's firewall, but a single, unsuspecting employee. The Carbanak syndicate, for example, used highly targeted phishing emails, spear phishing sent to bank employees. The attachment, disguised as a resume or a document, contained a piece of malware that gave the hackers a silent foothold inside the bank's network. According to David Lee, cybercrime analyst, this is where the genius of these groups lies. They don't attack the vault immediately. They spend months, sometimes over a year, just observing. They watch the employees and learn the bank's internal procedures. They find out who has access to the critical systems, or mapping the human element of the bank. They are looking for the crown jewels, the systems that control the ATMs, the systems that manage the internal ledger, and most importantly, the systems that allow for the transfer of massive amounts of money, like the SWIFT network. Another notorious syndicate would wait until they had full control of the bank's internal network. Then they would use the bank's own software to remotely command the ATMs to dispense cash at a specific time to a specific person who was waiting on the street corner. The bank's system was literally robbing itself. The strike is executed with military precision. After months of patient observation, the hackers know exactly when to hit and how to cover their tracks. The ATM cash-out is the most visible part of the heist. The real damage is done in the wires. The hackers manipulate the bank's internal ledger. They change the balance of a dummy account from $0 to $10 million. Then, they initiate a massive wire transfer through the SWIFT system to an offshore account controlled by their money mules. The genius of the invisible heist is that the bank's systems report everything as normal. The money is transferred using legitimate credentials, approved by legitimate systems. The bank's own security software is blind to the theft because it's looking for external threats, not an internal takeover. For Dr. Anya Sharma, malware specialist, the Carbanak Group was particularly terrifying because they were so patient. They would steal money in small, incremental amounts over months, sometimes years, from dozens of banks simultaneously. They were draining the financial system like a slow, invisible leak. When the bank finally realized the money was gone, it was often because a money mule made a mistake, not because the bank's security caught the hack. The total losses are estimated to be in the billions. The syndicates operated across borders, making international law enforcement a nightmare. They were a truly global, organized crime enterprise, using code instead of guns. The invisible heist forced the global financial system into a state of emergency. Banks were forced to invest billions in new security measures, realizing that their biggest vulnerability was not their steel vault, but their human employees and their internal network. For David Lee, financial fraud investigator, the biggest lesson learned was that trust is a vulnerability. Banks had to adopt a zero-trust model internally. Every employee, every machine, every transaction had to be verified, regardless of where it originated. The old model of secure perimeter was dead. The threat was already inside. The fight against these syndicates is ongoing. Law enforcement has had some successes, arresting key members of the Cobalt Group and disrupting their operations. But the syndicates are fluid, constantly evolving and adapting their malware. The story of Carbanak and Cobalt is a chilling reminder that in the digital age, the biggest heists are the ones you never see coming. The criminals are patient, professional, and they are always watching. The hidden battles of the digital age are fought for the billions that flow through the wires. The banks are fighting back, but the thieves are still out there. What do you think is the most effective defense against these invisible heists? Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to Shadow Breach Files as we continue to expose the secrets of the digital underworld. Stay vigilant.